So I'll give you a quick introduction about this telescope and we can get started. This is Dwarf II. This is a AI, artificially intelligent telescope. It doesn't even look like a telescope. It looks like some old video camera that we used to have. And if you see close by, you'll actually see two lenses here. This side lens is a telephoto lens, and this side lens is a wide angle lens. And this particular thing on the top is going to move up and down. And it can also do side to side. So if you call this a telescope, so this is the altitude and this is the azimuth. So basically that's how this telescope is controlling. And using the smartphone app, we should be able to control the up and down movement and the side to side movement. Also, when it is looking at the stars using the telephoto lens, it can plate solve it. What that means is it's going to take a picture, it knows where it is, and it can do a go-to for you, like take me to Andromeda galaxy or take me to Orion Nebula. This thing can do it. There is no lens to look at this. This is going to show you the image on your cell phone. And it has wide varieties of uses. We can go into more details later. This is a camera. This is also a video camera, not just still camera. It's also a telescope for wide angle shots, a telescope for close up of the deep space objects. It can also be used as a video camera to record like a sports events or some bird flying, and you can actually enable the tracking based on the object. If you circle it, it can track that object by motion. It's pretty cool, nice, nifty, brand new model that is coming out in the market. Available on sale for $395 or something. That's amazing. Similar telescopes like this are available for anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000. And this tight, nifty, small package is going to give you what you need. And this comes in a small bag, and you can put it in the bag, or you can actually carry your own lightweight tripod. They do give you a small tripod. You can use that one too, but that small tripod is good to put it on top of a car or something. It's not like you can't extend the legs to that one. This is probably you can have a better tripod and put it on top of it and use it. So that's the introduction of this Dwarf Lab. That's the name of the company, Dwarf Lab. And this is the model number 2. So we call this Dwarf II telescope. So I'll come closer and show you guys like what actually it does. So I'm going to show you how this moves. I know like this is too small to see it, but let me show you on this. I'm actually moving it to the other side of, I'm taking it literally to my back so that it can see. I'm letting it go to the other side. So the telescope is outside and I'm pressing this button. This is actually moving the telescope face of it down. So now you guys see the hills. Oops. Okay, So what you are seeing on the top of, or the corner of the window here, is the wide angle, and this is actually the telephoto lens. You can say focus. Where is focus? Focus is here. Focus, and you can say auto, and it does a pretty good autofocus, at least during the day. I don't know what it does in the night. That's the telephone pole that I was aiming at. It has a 3-degree field of view at 100 mm focal length. Wide angle or telephoto lens, whichever one you wanted to see on the big screen, right? When you are seeing the telephoto lens, if you don't want to see the wide angle, you can press this button to turn it off. If you press this button here, it is going to bring these features: auto, gain, white balance, IR cut, brightness, saturation, and the hue, sharpness. So those are the ones for the telephoto. For the wide angle, we have pretty much similar settings here, right? On this side of the screen, we have the time lapse, actually the photo and video and panoramic, and astro, the next option, and the other option that you have is astro dark. So for each one of these, when you click the feature button here, when you select astro, and if you select the feature button, it is going to change what options you have. So this is the feature button that will bring up the features for time lapse or photo or whatever that you are choosing. And here is the album button, and if you press that, it is going to show you what pictures are stored on your SD card, right? So when you come here, you're seeing a small video file of the trees moving near the telephone pole, and you can go back here with this option and you're back to the live view. So in the night time, I'm going to try the go to mode, and if I go to the more functions here, then it has adjustments for the format, count, burning, I guess some color corrections we can do, and auto go to. If you press that, you have a catalog here, and in the catalog, it is going to show you Saturn, Uranus, Vega. You wanted to see Omega Nebula, Sagittarius. It has bunch of Triangulum Galaxy. It has bunch of objects. So Great Orion Nebula is what I'm interested in. I don't know if I can take a picture. I'll try to take it. Very, very interesting. And there is a stop go to. So I need to play that. It is going to store that on the SD card when it is taking pictures. It has a display stacked button as well. So it is storing that on the SD card. So the feature is going to show you. And the format is here. It is going to store in the TIFF format. Oh, it doesn't give me an option. It said it can change it to JPEG, TIFF, or PNG, but I don't think I have a choice of changing that from the TIFF. Binning is 2x2. That's what it is showing here. So I may need to work with the settings in the night time to see what settings it is doing for the astro. There is also astro dark files here, so you can actually put this camera in front of the bag that they provided, the black bag, and you can, I guess, take 10 minutes worth of darks. That's what they are saying. Here is the other stuff that you get. You get a bag, you get this box, very nice box. You get a Samsung 64 gig mini SD card with the sleeve, like a big sleeve like this one. You definitely need a card reader for this one to put it in your laptop. If you do have one like this, that's great. And then I guess they have a couple of options that you can buy. They send you this adapter. I'm going to show you how it works. These two are, I believe, the sun filters, like solar filters, and this is a UHC filter. So the way it works is, if you go to your telescope, you put this adapter there and it is magnetic, right? And then, or UHC filter, Dwarf Lab UHC 1.25 inches. So you can take that, and now UHC filter is on. So if you have light pollution, this is a good filter to use. You can use, for that matter, any other filters that you can buy from any astronomy website. You can use bunch of other 1.25 filters, 1.25 inches filters here. But nice that they give two solar filters with it. There is another choice that they are providing. I don't know if it is going to come with the package for every one of them. They also have something called Tiny Scope, which is actually called a mobile microscope. I don't know how it works. I'm not too much into microscopes. I'm into telescopes. So that's for another video. They give you this small tripod. I think it is pretty good if we use this for like inside use, or maybe taking pictures of yourself or some event going on in your house. You can use this in varieties of ways. The picture is very, very clear. Here is the live view on the top that you see that I'm holding. It is showing my picture right now. It autofocuses, pretty neat. Let me show you guys the hardware side of how this is working, right? This is doing the altitude, and this is moving the azimuth, right? It has a tripod adapter, so you can connect a tripod to it. And this is the on and off button on the top. So on, if you press it once, it's going to turn on these lights. In the bottom of it, if you see, it has a type C USB, and you can charge this with that charger. And if you turn back this one on the top, and I believe if you go this side, this is basically a small plastic or a rubber sleeve. And if you push this outside, you will see the SD card slot. This is where you plug in your SD card, like a mini SD card to it. And if you press this, it will come out. So when you get this telescope, the first thing you have to do is make sure you plugged in your charger and charge the telescope, and make sure all the lights are like 4 lights, I believe they come. Make sure they are green. And then, of course, you need to put the battery here. So when you remove this, you will see a big brick cell inside, and it comes with a battery. So you can actually take that battery out. It's a removable battery option, but you have to charge this battery. You can also buy an extra battery according to them. And the mini SD card is good. They are also giving another SD card sleeve where we can plug into the computer and take your pictures. Take this off, put it on the computer, and you can process the pictures. I'm in the astrophotography, and I'm typing in focus. Okay, so now the focus is very, very, very good. Okay, I'm saying here calibration, and the first calculation of calibration, that's what it is saying. And it is doing plate solving at this time. what plate solving is, looks like it could not solve it. So it is going for the second calculation of calibration. So the third calculation, I hope, go to calibration successfully. You see that? So I wanted to go to M42, the Great Orion Nebula, and I confirm. And now the telescope is going to the Great Orion Nebula. Okay. And it is, there you go. It took already a picture of it. That's Orion Nebula, folks. It's actually doing it live. This is awesome. Okay. Go to tracking is turned on. Okay. It's good. That's what it is saying. 15 is not really, it's not really tracking well at 15. Let's do a 10. I don't want to overexpose that. Let's do a 10. Waiting for the image. Looks good. But I'm going to change the gain to 40. See how it comes. Looking good. It's all cloudy, so I'm just playing around with the telescope. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to go to the more, and I'll do this one. Yeah, it started. I hope the picture is not automatically changing to 1 second. Current 1, it didn't stack at all. Current 2, I don't know why it is not stacking, but that's a different story. So it did stack this time. 2 of them stacked. Looks much better than before, if you can see it. Sorry, I should have got a DSLR or something else to shoot this. So it's displaying. I'll try to make sure that. So right now it is doing a 4 stacked. That's what it is showing. I just learned something, so I wanted to make sure I can show you guys. So when I'm showing this to you, I can zoom in and I can move this a little bit, zoom out. You see that? And it is actually not too bad. So if you go to the feature and more, I increase the curve like this. It's not an S curve. I just increase the brightness of it, if you can see it. And if I do that, and it is showing picture like that. At this moment, it is 23 done, 8 stacked. It's taking time this time to stack. I guess there is probably a lot of data, I guess. So I'm going to pause it, wait for some time. So it said astrophotography completed, and we are ready to see our final image here. So this is the image that it took, and that's the image of Orion Nebula. This is how the cell phone is showing the image. Okay, so I may need to download that image and process that a little bit. So to download the pictures, you can see I plugged in the Type-C USB card and I plugged that in my laptop. And now when I turn the telescope on the app on the other cell phone, I'm going to connect to the app. And it is showing my telescope. I connect via Bluetooth. So I'm plugged in from my computer to the telescope, but I'm also connecting the telescope through the Bluetooth as well. I'll show you why. So if I go to this option here, and click the person's name, you can go to camera settings, and here you have an option to select MTP mode. You see that? And if you select that option, when you turn that MTP mode on, your Dwarf II telescope is going to show up on your computer, and you can access the SD card without removing it. And if you go to the latest files, the date is not exactly in sync. I sorted by modified. I can do this way, but it doesn't matter. So this is the latest file directory, and for every session it is going to create one new directory. This part of the tutorial that I'm showing is only for advanced imagers. If you guys are interested taking pictures, and not only taking pictures but also you wanted to process it really good, then you may wanted to see what I'm doing. I will actually give you a separate tutorial how to actually process it. If you are interested, please let me know in the comments. But I'm showing you at least how to access these files so that you can download them. And maybe if you already an astro imager, you can use like Deep Sky Stacker or use PixInsight, any other processing program or Adobe Photoshop. You can do any one of those to open these pictures. When you see the stacked PNG file, it actually shows pretty good. It shows basically the picture, the final picture that it took, and you can zoom into the picture. You can see decent enough data. If you are interested to share this with your family, friends, of the picture that you took, this is good enough. You don't need to go beyond and above this, right? But if you are seriously wanted to improve this picture, then probably you need to do processing of this picture. The picture that I processed, I stacked this picture, and I believe when I stacked it, it gave me a stacked image, and I don't think I even saved the stack image. So I'm showing you guys, here is the picture that I got. So this is the image that I took, and I saved this in a JPEG file, and here is the modified picture. So what do I think overall about this telescope? Well, it only takes at the most 15 seconds. That is what it has from an exposure standpoint. It can take more, but even for 15 seconds, it cannot track. So 10 seconds probably is the optimal time to track the picture. It can take a lot of pictures, no doubt. You can keep taking 10-second exposures and you can take 200 of them or 700 of them. It doesn't matter. So can I use that as a telephoto lens and a telescope to image? Answer is yes. It has a lot of potential. It has a good market for a beginner. This is well packaged, easy to understand. Within a day or two, they can start taking good pictures. There are some bugs in the app, like in case of the wide angle, I was not able to take any pictures using the wide angle. Those options are not even available. So there are still some bugs, and probably in the newer versions they might fix it. Does this have potential to replace a telephoto lens? Answer is yes, because it is a full package. So does this have potential to grow beyond what it is? Probably yes. There is an opportunity for the vendor to the people who are making these telescopes to make more focal length, like much bigger dwarf. Also, they can think of doing this like an equatorial mode, right? And also extend the exposure time from 15 seconds to a lot more without trailing, so that it can actually help taking decent enough pictures. All those are going to put this telescope in a huge competition with much higher end telescopes. But I'm quite impressed with this telescope. I'm going to keep taking pictures with this one, and I will share my experiences. Thank you for watching. By the way, there is one thing that I did not mention, which probably occurred to me later. When I was taking pictures, and when I was so if you go to this website, I know like this is available for $395. It's a pre-order sale. You're getting a $55 deal from this. And if you go to tutorials, there is a OTA upgrade, and I recommend you do this one. They have 3 ways to upgrade. One is using the card reader, and I believe the instructions are very good. I don't need to explain. Download OTA upgrade to MTP mode, which is what I did. This is really good because I downloaded the file on the desktop, and once I got it, I opened the MTP mode, which I was using even the same mode for accessing the files, and I copied the file in the root directory and I updated the firmware, and it went through extremely well. So the rest of the tutorials are good in this website. You feel free to check it out. How to do the Astro Dark, how to photograph Andromeda, Galaxy, a whole bunch of other tutorials. I think they are going really in a big way. So if you are interested, check out their website too. And if you are interested, I guess, buying the telescope, I guess they will be more than happy to sell it for you for $395. I think it's a pretty good deal in my mind. I'm not paid for this review. I did get the telescope so that I can review the telescope. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll take a lot more pictures using this telescope, and I'll share my experiences with you all. And I hope I can take a clear picture rather than this cloudy picture. So thank you.